Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Mayor's Show, featuring Mayor Elizabeth Swift. It's been a busy year for the City of Buena Park, and Mayor Swift has been involved in many of the activities in the city, as well as a board member for the League of California Cities and the Orange County Fire Authority. Stick around as Kathy Peck interviews the mayor about some of those activities and others on this edition of the Mayor's Show on BPTV.
So here I am with Mayor Elizabeth Swift to do a follow-up Mayor's Show. Beth, how are you doing? How are things going with the family, everything?
It's good. My husband and I celebrating 47 years of marriage today.
Oh my goodness, happy anniversary and congratulations. 47, wow.
Thank you. It doesn't seem that long.
So Beth, we'd like to talk to you about some of the activities that you're involved with, especially the League of Cities. Can you please give us an update about that?
Yes, I'm on a policy committee with the League of California Cities, and the policy committee I'm on is governance and employee relations. And actually our police chief, Corey Sainez, is on that committee with me, along with about 40 other people. And we talk about things such as retirement, employee retirement, and the liability that we have to fund their retirement even after they're gone, so the unfunded liability. And it's a challenge, but we're making plans to address that. In the next couple of years, we'll be hit with a big price tag, but we are, as I say, we're discussing it now so that when it comes, we'll be prepared.
And what about the OCFA? I know that we're building a new fire station. Tell us about your involvement with that.
This is an interesting year. I am the chairperson of OCFA's board of directors, and then at the same time mayor here. So I get the double duty and the double happy duty of seeing a new station being built in Buena Park, Station 61. We were just there last week to do a little filming of the progress. We had been there for the groundbreaking, and now the foundations are being poured, the pipes are coming out of the ground, and a temporary station for the people to stay in is being accommodated for them. So there's a lot to see, and we actually filmed that last week, so I think it's time to show that.
Okay, shall we go to that interview?
Hello everyone, we're here at the site of the new Buena Park Fire Station number 61. I'm standing with Division Chief Dave Steffen, and he is our fire chief. He's the equivalent of our own fire chief, and we're so happy to see you, Dave, and all the good things you do for us in Buena Park. And we're in front of the new construction of this fire station, and a lot of dirt is being moved. A lot of it is blowing by us as we speak. Wow. But there's pipes and wires, and tell us a little bit about what's happening and when to expect to have this building ready.
Oh, absolutely, Beth. We're currently a little bit ahead of schedule. So when you look back here at the construction site, you can see that the pad has all been certified. Now they're digging the foundation. They'll be forming up the foundation over the next week or so. All the underground utilities are in place. Once the forms are done and the foundation is poured, it'll be about another month or so before the slab is then poured. So you'll really start to see things moving along.
It's so exciting. I know people are interested in what's happening. Of course, when this is ready, we'll have our guys back in this building, but in the meantime, we're preparing another place for them. And that is right next door at Walter Knott School. What's happening over there, Dave?
We're about 2 weeks out or so from moving into the site. So once we head over, you'll have an opportunity to see the classrooms that we're going to be using as office space. You'll be able to see the trailer that we moved on site that is going to be used as a kitchen and dining room facility. The bungalows that are being used as dorms for the firefighters to sleep in at night. And then also the newly constructed temporary apparatus bay that takes up the front parking lot area. And that's just about done.
Great. I know people have seen that and wondered what that was for, but that's soon to house our fire trucks, and it'll be great to have them back with us in this city. They're already responding, obviously, to the calls, but from other locations. So I think it's time for us to head over and see those bungalows for ourselves in the apparatus bay. So Dave, lead the way.
Absolutely. Let's head over.
Okay, we have walked over to the temporary fire station 61, and we're standing just underneath the apparatus bay. So if you would just tell us a little bit about this structure and about what we're going to see and where the men and women who are the firefighters here, where they'll be staying.
Absolutely, Beth. The rigid steel structure that you see here was purchased from a company out of Canada and was shipped in. The reason we went with a rigid structure was for security. Both Engine 61 and Truck 61 will be housed here. The apparatus bay here is 80 feet long, it's 40 feet wide. It had to be high enough so that the ladder truck with the tiller, the brand new ladder truck that's coming to the city that has the tiller bucket in the back, is quite high. So the roof had to be commensurate height in order to house it.
And truthfully, talking about the height, as I drove by, I was thinking, is that going to be high enough? But standing underneath it, it is quite high.
Yeah, it's giant. So the structure's up, and it's a little bit echoey, isn't it? The structure's up, and we're getting ready to finish all the electrical inside. They will have cord reels to keep the apparatus charged and lighting for apparatus and for the guys when they respond out of the school here at night.
Great. And so now I think we're going to get to see inside the school buildings.
Let's head in.
We have the apparatus bay behind us. The meeting has just happened to talk about the accommodations here at the school location. So as we walk along here at the classrooms, tell us about what's going to happen in each one.
So we have 5 classrooms available to us. The first classroom closest to the apparatus bay is going to be where the crews keep all their personal protective equipment. The next one back is where community risk reduction will operate for our fire prevention needs in the city. Then the next 2 classrooms will be office space for Alan and myself and also the crews that are stationed here. And then the final classroom right up here is going to be the physical fitness area, where we'll bring in the weights and weightlifting equipment, the treadmills that the firefighters will use to continue to remain in shape.
And so it will be a temporary location while next door the new fire station is being built, but we're happy to see you guys moving in a very short time.
Yep, we're excited about getting over here, absolutely.
Great. Thank you so much, Chief Stephan.
Right over here behind us, or in front of us, is the bungalows and also the trailer, so you'll have a chance to see the kitchen area and also the dorm area.
Wonderful. Let's go see it.
Let's go head over.
Okay, what are we about to see?
So this trailer is owned by OCFA. It's been utilized in several renovation projects, fire station renovation projects. In its current configuration, it's being used as a kitchen, dining room, dorms for the captains, and shower facility for the firefighters. Let's go inside.
Okay, I see refrigerators. All right, here we are.
So accolades to our property management section. This trailer has been reconfigured into a kitchen, dorms on the other side of this wall for the captains, the truck captain, the engine captain, and then also a shower facility. So as you know, the firefighters are here 24 hours a day. It's important that they have a kitchen and dining room facility, so that's what you're seeing here. They have stackable washers here to wash all their linens, and 3 refrigerators, 1 for each shift, and a nice kitchen area to work out of. So as I mentioned, 24-hour shifts, engine crew of 4, ladder company of 4. The captains sleep here. They have separate dorms. Let's go over and look at the bungalows that have been repurposed for dormitories for the rest of the crew.
Okay, great. Let's go. So this looks like a regular fire station dorm area.
It's pretty close. Now keep in mind, just a few months ago, this was a classroom. And they've reconfigured the classroom. They've put in dorms for all the firefighters. And so you'll see that we have each individual firefighter has their own dorm room with a bed, lockers, and a small nightstand.
Dave, I see a big radio system, or it looks to be that. What is that exactly?
Beth, that's a temporary portable alarm system that's been supplied by a contractor that OCFA uses, Westnet. Westnet does all of our station alarming, and this allows us to be connected to the computer-generated alarming system through our headquarters facility so that the firefighters will know when they have a call.
Great. So soon they can get their calls right here in the dorm in the middle of the night if they need to, and
Yep.
that'll be great. Thank you. And our response times will be excellent as usual.
Absolutely.
Wow, there's a lot of work to be done there, a lot of things going on. When is the expected completion date?
Of the fire station itself, next year in probably May, so May 2018. And then the temporary headquarters where the guys will be staying, that they will be able to move in the second half of July, so very shortly they'll be in there.
And just to make sure this won't be impacting any of the residents' needs for the firefighters.
Oh no, they're already getting all the calls they would normally get and respond to. And we actually have 3 fire stations in Buena Park, so even if one was a little further away, the others would respond ahead of time.
And how are things with the economic development here in Buena Park?
You know, this is a very happy time in Buena Park. We have a lot of things happening on Beach Boulevard, on the old Nabisco property. So just to tell you a little bit about what's happening where Nabisco used to be, there's some beautiful townhomes being built. And my husband and I took a tour of them not too long ago. 3 stories, so a little hard on knees of the older people like me, but they're beautifully done. Beautiful amenities, pool and other recreational areas there. And then also on that property is a hotel that will be done, I would say, by the looks of it, it's going so quickly. It's a Hampton Inn. It should be done in the next 4 months or so. And then finally, the car dealership that's going in. It's a premier Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge dealership. It's the same company as owns a premier Chevy dealership in Buena Park. And so they wanted their Chrysler, Jeep dealership to be nearby. And so that's what's going in there in case anybody wants to know. And then on Beach Boulevard itself, of course, we know that we had a wonderful grand opening of Porto's. Have you been to Porto's lately?
Oh my gosh, so many times. Are you serious? I go there at least once or twice a week.
Well, we have a lot of people going there at least twice a week. And so we're building an extended parking lot that Porto's customers could use, but also it'll be for the downtown economic development area in that part of Buena Park. And so a lot of parking spaces will be available. There are 2 hotels that are in the planning stages. They're a little slower to get off the ground, but we should be seeing those fairly soon. And then, of course, the Butterfly Palladium. A lot of ground being moved for that. They hope in a year that also will be finished. So 2018 will be the finish date of a lot of activity here in Buena Park.
Super exciting and can't wait, especially for the Butterfly Palladium. I could take my daughter and go visit all the butterflies there. It should be really awesome.
It is. It's a little different when you are standing and so many butterflies that are just fluttering by you, as my husband and I did in Scottsdale, Arizona. We went there to check out one that would be similar to what is being built here. But I think kids will love it. There'll be a party area where they can have birthday parties and other things and then see the butterflies at the same time.
And of course, the medians and the new signage. Tell us about that.
Well, people have really remarked in a very positive way how much they like the new signs and the lighted palm trees and everything that really makes Buena Park look like it's a happening place. And I think it really is. A lot going on there with our new restaurants and the other things that are coming.
And moving on to our next topic, the beautification and environment in Buena Park. I know the city has great plans for walking paths to be built. Tell us more and expand on that.
Well, we noticed that in our city next door to us, La Palma, they had these beautiful walking paths under the Edison right-of-way, and so we thought, why not Buena Park? And so we got approval from Edison to go ahead now with walking paths similar to La Palma's, and our walking paths, however, will be 20 feet wide. 14 feet of that will be concrete. But for those of you who are runners that don't want to pound your knees on that hard concrete, there will be a dirt area called DG, or decomposed granite. And so that's a little easier on runners' knees.
I used to go through those La Palma walk paths all the time. Can't wait to see these walk paths completed. When is the expected completion date?
Well, those are going to take several months also, probably at the beginning of the first of next year. But the nice thing about it will just give a real nature kind of feel to that area. So yes, as you did in La Palma, we want residents of Buena Park to be able to walk, to maybe walk across and visit neighbors on the other side without having to get in a car and drive around, but to encourage outdoor activity, get people off their devices and out either walking or biking and just enjoying meeting each other. Also, there's a couple of schools that will be impacted in a very positive way. Children will be able to walk on the walking paths to school rather than having their parents maybe drive around and drop them off. I think it should encourage a lot of walking and visiting, and that's one thing I enjoyed so much when my children were in school, walking the kids to school and meeting neighbors, because that's how it really happens when you're doing that at a more casual pace.
Right, and also people can jog on these paths as well, right?
Right, and it should be easier on their knees. The decomposed granite part, the 6 feet wide decomposed granite, will be an asset for those who like to jog because concrete's pretty hard, that impact on knees. So hopefully it'll be a very positive experience all the way around.
And let's talk about education, Beth. Education and your name go hand in hand, obviously. And the city promotes reading so much. And I know that there's a summer reading program. The Buena Park Library is encouraging it. And we were just at the Concerts of the Park with the reading program. So I know there's a video of that as well. Should we go to it?
Yes, please do.
Hi, Mayor Beth Swift. Thank you for inviting us here to the summer concerts at the park.
Hola, alcalde Beth Swift. Gracias por invitarnos a los conciertos del verano aquí en el parque.
We are here to promote our summer reading program to all the kids, just promoting our program to those who can't make it at the library.
Estamos aquí promoviendo nuestro Summer Reading Program para todos los niños que no pueden acompañarnos en la biblioteca.
Okay. We started off with Miss Leslie Milch. She is a Gilbert. She teaches at Gilbert School at the elementary, and she started reading to kids at Bellis Park to get them to read more.
Empezamos con la maestra Leslie Milch. Ella trabaja en la escuela Gilbert Elementary. Empezó ella a leerle a los niños durante el verano y así fue como comenzamos.
This is a very popular event that is happening now. Through her, we are able to expand to other areas, such as here at summer concerts and schools like Walter Knott and Pendleton.
Este es un evento muy popular. Gracias a ella pudimos expandir a conciertos en el verano como aquí, a escuelas como Walter Knott y a Pendleton.
Now, the kids here, they receive such a great benefit from coming here. Not only do they receive prizes by being here, but they also get to enjoy reading here and at home.
Los niños les encanta porque reciben premios por leer aquí o por leer en la casa y es un programa que les divierte.
Thank you again, Ms. Mayor Beth Swift, for inviting us here to be at the summer concerts in the park in this little corner.
Gracias, alcalde Beth Swift, por invitarnos a los conciertos del verano y por estar en esta esquina de la lectura.
Come visit us at the library if you can't come here. We're located on La Palma between Knott and Western.
Vengan a visitarnos a la biblioteca de Buena Park. Estamos localizados en La Palma entre Knott y Western.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's very good that the city is encouraging reading for all the students and having the reading program at Concerts in the Park.
You know, we want all our children to be reading well by the third grade. That's kind of the critical point. If you're reading at grade level in third grade, then you're all set to basically for the rest of your education, because up until then you're learning to read. From third grade on, you're reading to learn. So I think everybody talking about reading helps encourage the little children to know that it's very important.
And expanding on education, I've seen signs all over town with high school students' names on it and college schools. Tell us more about that.
Well, there's a group of people that volunteered to pay for banners if the city council would allow them to be put up, which they voted to do that. And the banners are the top 25 students who just graduated from Buena Park High School, along with the colleges they're planning to attend. So you'll see UC Berkeley, UC Irvine, you'll see Stanford, Cornell, you'll see Cal State Fullerton, and private schools like USC and Hope International University. And you'll also see our local community college, which is very reasonably priced, and it's a good choice for a lot of people, and then they can transfer on to a 4-year. But I'm really proud of those kids. They've done very well. These are kids with GPAs higher than 4.0, and they've worked hard, and I thought that was fabulous that they were going to be honored in that way.
Well deserved.
Very well deserved. They'll be up until the fall when we have our Buena Park Goes to College event. So.
And before we get to that, and speaking of colleges, there was a reception for all the college graduates at the last council meeting. Tell us how that went.
Well, we found out from the city of Garden Grove that they acknowledge their college graduates, and I thought, what a great idea. So we call ours Buena Park Graduates from College, and we invite any college graduate in this year's graduating class to come to a city council meeting. We give them a certificate. Our assemblywoman gave them certificates as well. Then have some cake and coffee or punch, and just enjoy visiting with them, find out what they're going to do with their new degrees. But another way that we say to our residents, we're proud of you, we expect good things out of you, and we already congratulate you for what you've done so far.
And we were at that meeting as well, and there's a footage and a clip of interviews of some of the college graduates. Shall we take a look at that?
Let's do, yes. Yes. So we had advertised that anyone who was receiving a college degree in 2017, whether it was an AA, BA, master's degree, doctorate, whatever, we wanted to celebrate with them. And I wish I could claim this idea as being my own, but it wasn't. I borrowed the idea 2 years ago from the City of Garden Grove, and I thought, what a spectacular way to celebrate citizens. And we had already started 4 years ago, or maybe it's 5 now. We started a program called Buena Park Goes to College, which is a one-day workshop, financial aid, and about the college systems that we hold in the fall. And that idea wasn't original with me either. Nothing is, but I'm a good teacher. I see what other people do that makes sense and is beneficial, and I borrow liberally. And so that idea was from the city of La Habra. So it just seemed like a logical next step for us to go to college and then graduate from college. So I'm really thrilled that this will be the 3rd year that we're celebrating residents who have given us their names, and they're here tonight to receive a certificate. So I'm going to call up those that I see in the audience. And we're going to move some furniture in the meantime. Governor, also please help us celebrate and please also congratulate all of our graduates. Thank you.
Hi, my name is William Borges, and my degree is in supply chain management, and I graduated from Brandman University this past December. When I got out of the Navy, I realized I needed to retool and reschool my whole resume, and my background before going in the Navy was medical, and so I was like, I need to kind of figure out more of the business world side of things. And when I came out of the Navy, I had my GI Bill, and it helped me go straight to school without worrying about any type of bills or anything like that, and I was able to get my my bachelor's degree.
My name is Sierra Oropeza, and I have a communications degree from Cal State Fullerton. Being a returning student, there's much to consider. There are a lot of, especially depending on how many responsibilities you have, I think you have to look at, obviously, first and foremost, the financial aspect of it, and secondly, and most importantly, is the timing. Are you able to lead a balanced life? Are you able to tend to your children or your home and family while being able to go to school? Nowadays, there are many alternatives to going into the traditional classroom, such as online classes, and it is much more. It's much easier to go back now than ever because of the fact that there are so many different opportunities.
Well, it's very nice of council to acknowledge all the college graduates here in Buena Park.
You know, I have really appreciated my colleagues supporting me on issues such as this, but I wanted to point out that we talk about going to college, and it's not just for the kids in high school right now to look forward to. As you saw in one of the interviews, it was someone who went back to college after quite a long break. And so it's never too late to finish a degree. And learning is never wasted. Education is never wasted. It always can lead you to more opportunities. So I went back to get my master's and my doctorate when I was in my 50s. So again, it's never too late, and I could give you more examples of even older people going back for college degrees, but it's important to do, to continually learn, be a lifelong learner.
I agree. And coming back to going back to college and about colleges, the Buena Park Goes to College event, huge success. This year will be the 5th year. Tell us about all the things that will be happening at that event.
Well, as before, it will be held in October. We will have lectures on financial aid and how to access that, to learn about the system of going to college, because it's a maze unless you really know how to access everything. And so, and also we have a wonderful guest speaker. I can't reveal yet the name of the one that we have for this year because I haven't had the confirmation yet. But we always try to get people who've grown up in Buena Park, who've gone on to do great things, or, as in the case last year with Betty Porto, a really accomplished academic who then opened a fabulous business in Buena Park. But this year we're going to have someone growing up in Buena Park who went on to become a big name. And I wish I could reveal it, but not quite yet.
I guess we'll find out in October.
Yes, so stay tuned.
Well, thank you so much, Beth, for talking to us, giving us so much information on everything that's going on in the city. We are so excited for all the new developments, all the new things that are about to come in 2018. And before the year is over, there will be another mayor's show, so we'll do another follow-up with everything that we talked about today.
That's fabulous, and I know you're going to hear a lot of good news.
Thank you so much, Beth.
Thank you.
That's it for the Mayor's Show. I'm Kathy Beck. We'll see you next time.